Alright, I am finally back in the kitchen, and today I'm going to be making a simple homemade chicken pizza minus the crust. This here is the thin ultra crust that I've purchased. I haven't figured out how to make pizza dough yet, so that'll be an endeavor for the future hopefully. But this pizza, it's only 120 calories per serving. It says that it has 3 servings, but we usually cut it into 4, 2 nice little sizes a piece. And then we're going to have barbecue sauce. We're going to use KC Masterpiece honey. You can make your own sauce also, but this makes a really thick sauce. It has the honey in there. It's very good and sweet. We have a little pizza seasoning. I'm using about a little less than a half of red bell pepper, or you can use green or whatever color you want. Then I have about a half of a small onion. Then we have some bacon. Now what I did is just fried up 2½ slices of bacon. Actually 3½ I should say, slices of bacon, and that's hardwood smoked bacon. Then for our pizza topping here, you can either boil a chicken breast. 1 8-ounce chicken breast is enough to fill up a 12-inch pizza. And this here is about 6 ounces. Since I have the bacon on there too, we'll just have a little less chicken than what I would normally use. But I just had caught this on sale and just happened to buy it just to whip up a quick pizza. I'm going to be using Gouda cheese, and then Sargent's 4-state cheddar. And then I also purchased some smoked provolone. And the thing about pizza, you can pretty much use the ingredient amounts that you prefer. There's not a set amount of what I'm going to tell you to use. You can mix your barbecue sauce with your chicken if you want, or you can put the sauce on it, spread it on there by itself, and then add the chicken, which is what I'm going to be doing. When we come back, I'm going to have all these ingredients here. The cheese grated up. This cheese will be grated. This is already pre-grated. I'll have this in a dish. I will be putting this in my processor to crumble, make that into bacon bits, like natural bacon bits. And then the bell pepper and the onion, I'm going to use my slap chop. So you just want that to be diced, or you can have it thinly sliced. So we may even go with the thinly sliced on this, or diced, whichever I think is quickest. So we'll come back, and you want to have your oven preheated now to about 375 to 400. See you back in a minute. Okay, now we're back, and what I wanted to show you, if you are a pizza lover like myself, you may want to invest in one of these graters. That's what that looks like. Shout out to my brother who's watching. This is the type of grater you want to use, and it has 4 different sides, fine slices, and it's got this deal here on the back I don't use because the cheese tends to stick. And then it's got a slicer here also. But this is the best size to use for cheese. As you can see, I've got my smoky provolone there. It's got the brown tips, and then this was my Gouda cheese there. It makes it in a really nice, this here is provolone, pretty firm cheese. This is a little softer, the Gouda. You want to keep that in the refrigerator too until you're going to shred it. And then we have our sliced bell pepper, the red pepper, nice and thin, nice thin onion slices. And then my bacon bits, those 3½ slices, amounted to be this much. So they don't make very much, but that's dispersed over a whole pizza, so that's not too bad. Then we have our Sargento cheese, and as you see, this is very fine shredded cheese there. And don't want to miss out on our chicken here, our main ingredient there, our chicken. And you may, if you get that in a bag like that, or a can like tuna, you do want to kind of get the excess moisture out of it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. I do have a mesh pizza pan I'm going to be making this on, since this is a very thin crust, and it will make it quite crispy. If you want a thicker crust, that's fine. If you do your own and make them thick, that's fine too. Okay, unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties. My SD card was filled up, so I got to this point. But basically, as you can see, I put barbecue sauce on there first. I've left about a ½ inch or so outer edge of the crust showing. After that, I put on the 2 types of cheese. Then I also put on some of the 4-stage cheddar there. And after that, I put on my bell pepper and onion. And I did still have some of that left. So that'll go into another dish tomorrow. And then also, I added my bacon bits, as you can see there. There's all bacon bits. So I didn't get to finish the entire thing. And oh, by the way, I also had seasoned my crust. I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning on there. And that's just pizza seasoning. You can use basil or whatever you wish. And I'm going to add my chicken on there, and I'm just going to kind of just sprinkle that around. On this mesh pan, as I mentioned prior to my little technical issue, if something falls through on this, just pick it up. Don't put it in the oven with cheese hanging out of it, or you're going to burn something up, so to speak. And I'm just going to get with the program here and spread that around. And as you can see, this was a 6-ounce package of the Hormel chicken, and it's just white chicken breast that's basically steamed, but you can make your own chicken breast and put on here. Quite a bit of chicken, and that's how I like it. Like a lot of protein. Okay, so we have that there. Alright. Okay, so now dry my hands real good, otherwise the cheese will stick to it. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off my cheese toppings. If I use all this, I may or may not. And you just want to make sure your cheese doesn't run too much off of the edge of that crust. You don't want that to happen because it will go through those holes there on the pan. You don't want that to happen because it'll burn in the bottom of your oven. And it'll be a mess to clean up, unless of course you have the Teflon bottom oven protector, which I keep a bunch of those with drips and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead. Some nice cheesy pizza, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of the 4 cheese to give a little coloring on top. And as far as the weight of that cheese, I used about 2 to 3 ounces of the smoked provolone, which was right here. About 2 to 3 ounces of that. And then I used about 2 to 3 ounces of the Gouda. You can also go with a smoked Gouda instead of the provolone, the smoked provolone also. But those smoked cheeses are really good on chicken pizza. Okay. And what I'm going to do here, my oven is preheated at about 350. You can do 350 to 400, depending on your oven. But basically, I'm just going to make sure my cheeses are off of that edge of that crust. They will melt and go down, but you just don't want it to go through. And if it does, like I say, just have to wipe it, clean it up right when you get done after the oven cools off, and it'll be fine. Okay, another sprinkle of the pizza seasoning. And we'll go ahead and get this baby put in the oven. We'll say for about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes is usually suffice. Your crust will be golden brown. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll see you back when it's done. Okay, here we have it. We have our pizza. It is done. Got a little browner than I wanted it to, but that's because I put it on broil. It's nice and crispy on the bottom. And with this kind of pan here, you can just take it and just go right across and cut it. You can hear it nice and crispy. 4 nice sized pieces there. Enough. There we go. Alright. We can go ahead and dish up. As you can see, that's nice and crispy. Nice crispy, crunchy, thin crust pizza, barbecue chicken. Hit up the kitchen and go check it out.